Hi and good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our online class for today. This is Miss Farah over here. We are covering on resume, and this is an online class to replace your face-to-face classes because we are all back in our hometown, don't we? Okay, let's get the class started. So, as usual, guys, if you want to get the slides for today, you guys can go to my Google Drive and click on the folder tree. And for this one, you guys can go to the slides tree A for this. So, for our class for today, we would like to talk about resume writing. And in the beginning of the class, I'll be explaining on similar terms that revolves around resume. We also will be talking about what kind of information that you can put in your resume. And towards the end of the class, I will be taking in and providing everybody here the input for you to complete your assignment 1A, which is on resume writing. When it comes to writing your resume, some people are much more familiar with the term resume and some people are much more familiar with the term CV. How is it any different between these two terms? We are going to talk about it in this class for today. So, first of all, just to clarify to everyone here, people in America or in American English, we call the word resume to refer to the same document, whereas in the UK or in British English, people use the term CV to refer to the same document. So people in two different countries, in US and also in UK, they are using different words to refer to the same document. However, in corporate world, these two are two different things, but with almost similar information in these documents. So let's talk about resume first. In corporate world, a resume is basically a piece of document, a piece of information that has information about yourself, and your purpose is actually to promote yourself in order for you to apply for a job. And for a resume, it's typically do not exceed a couple pages. So it's very condensed, it's very short, and it's highly customizable. So, what it meant by highly customizable is that what you put in your resume may not be the same as what your friend has in their resume. Okay, so it's highly customizable. It depends on you what kind of information that you want to insert in your resume. On the other hand, a CV is much more detailed. It's longer and it has more information. And for CV, normally it covers a lot of information, such as your education, your accomplishments, your publications, honors, and awards, and it has to cover your whole entire career. And when it comes to CV, it tends to be static in a way that normally when you do a CV, the company perhaps give you a template that you have to work on based on the person's template. So let's say in the template is asking you to provide some information and you do not have those things, or you do not include, or you do not achieve those kind of things. So it might look a little bit empty over there. So that is the difference between a resume and a CV. A resume is shorter, it's much more condensed, and it's customizable towards you, your own achievement, and your own stuff that you want to promote. On the other hand, a CV tends to be longer and it covers your entire career. Just to share with you guys, I have seen lots of CVs in my career. And just to share with you that my supervisor for my master's degree, Professor Ein, her CV was about 100 page long. I think more. At one point, I think right now, perhaps she has, more than 100 pages long of a CV. Now, the reason CV is long is because it covers your entire career. So, just to clarify on the differences between these two terms. So in this slide here, I'm sharing with you guys the differences between a CV and also a resume. So as you can see, resume is shorter compared to a CV, and the kind of information that you insert into your resume tends to be a little bit more condensed, a little bit more simpler as compared to a CV. And last but not least, the whole point of writing a resume is basically to gain employment or interview Whereas in CV, they want to see a more detailed background, a more a more detailed information about your whole career per se. So for the context of this course, basically what you have to write is actually a resume. So you only need to write a very short 1 or 2 pages long of a resume for your assignment. And normally, if you want to apply for a job, you would give out a resume. I don't want to bore you with all of these stuff, so you can just read this yourself. But the most important thing that I would like to highlight about resume is that it is one of the few documents that the hiring managers will see before they decide whether or not they want to call you for an interview. So this is how powerful a resume is. Whatever that you put in your resume will determine whether or not you're going to be called for the interview itself. So this is another reason why you need to properly get an education, or get, you need to study on how you need to write an effective resume, in which we are going to explore more in this class for you today. Going back again on my point earlier when I talk how a resume is highly customizable. And the reason is because what you insert in your resume may not be the same as what your friends are inserting in their own resume. And please remember, resume is actually a marketing tool that you use to promote yourself. So there are a few things in the resume that you feel may not be applicable, or something that is not your strength. And the whole point of a resume is to point out that you have these strengths. So you might want to think about the position and the layout in your resume, and what really you want to sell and what really you want to highlight in your resume. So let's talk about what kind of information that you can include in your resume. Here are some potential things that you can add in your resume. You can talk about, definitely, many people will talk about education, and where did you get your diploma, what kind of certificates that you have. And the reason is because in many jobs, they want to make sure that they have, or they are hiring people with the right qualification. That is why education is important. And also, this is why you guys are here. You guys are here to get educated and to get the diploma, the degree, in order for you to secure the job, isn't it? Okay, the second thing that you can include is actually your coursework. So you can also insert some relevant courseworks, or perhaps you have taken some subjects during your university that you think can be helpful for you to land the job that you want. Number three, you can include on computer skills or digital skills. I will talk more about this as we progress in today's class. And you can also talk about projects, your FYP, any kind of activities. It could be leadership, could be volunteering, co-curriculum. And also you can include, one of the important things I think would be work experiences, past experiences. That includes perhaps you have worked part-time before, you want to include that in your resume as well. Do not forget to put your awards, and also you can share about your internship programs as well in your resume. Again, I think this slide is a little bit boring and a little bit straightforward, so I'm not going to elaborate more on this. You guys can read this yourself. If we can illustrate how a good resume in terms of the layout will look like, this slide shows you how a good resume has this, fixed, or normally this is how a good resume will look like. You have some contact information, some work objective, experiences, activities, and also do not forget to include your education as well. So let's talk about the types of resumes in general. There are four types of resume. The first one is chronological, second one is functional, third one is the combination of chronological and functional, and last but not least, we have targeted resume. The first type of resume is chronological resume. For chronological resume, you basically are focusing on your work experiences. So here you're focusing on the list of past work experiences that you have worked with. But the most important thing about chronological resume is that because you have way too many experiences, what you need to do is making sure that the latest one, or the latest employment, should be on top, and that should be the focus. And the later employment should be towards downwards, or towards the end of your resume itself. Next, we have functional resume. For functional resume, you basically want to focus on your skills. rather than perhaps your education or your work history. So this is the type of resume that works well for people who had a gap year, or probably you are missing some part of your resume because you perhaps quit your job to help out your family, for example. So what you really want to focus on is basically you have certain skills that you have acquired before that does not necessarily based on your past experience. So you want to do a functional resume. Next one, we have combination resume. Basically, combination resume is where you try to blend out chronological resume and also functional resume. So these people are very good apparently. So they wanted to focus on both things, basically trying to say that we do have good amount of experience in terms of work experience, but at the same time, you also have a clear progression of your skills as well. So if you have those things, you might want to do combination resume. Last but not least, we have targeted resume. For targeted resume, basically you're trying to highlight only specific skills or experiences that are related to the job scope that you wanted to apply to. So this might be applicable to people who perhaps the employer or the employment is requiring a certain limited number of pages in their resume. So they want to focus on the important information that perhaps the employer would like to look at. So if the employer only requires one page, obviously you just want to make sure the information that you squeeze into your resume should be telling and targeted towards only specifically to the job scope that you're applying at. So you're using targeted resume. Before you start writing your resume, please remember it's not just about compiling what kind of past experiences of achievements that you have into one single piece of paper, but when writing a resume, you should always consider what type of job that you're looking at and what kind of requirements that you need in order for you to apply for the job. And in order for you to get all of this information, actually what you need to do is actually to look at the job advertisement itself. So telling your skills and past experiences and achievements into what the job is looking for is also very, very important. Next, let's take a look at how you can communicate or how you can insert certain skills in your resume. There are three types of skills that you can insert in your resume, and it's important for you to know the differences between these types of skills. So, the first one is on technical skills. Technical skill refers to the specialized knowledge that you have acquired throughout your studies and programs. So, let's say, for example, you guys studied in safety and health engineering program, and perhaps during that period of time that you are involved in the program in the study, you have acquired certain kind of certifications or certain kind of knowledge that you have acquired. For example, you know how to do the ISO 1400 certification. Okay, that is technical skills. Now the second skill is soft skill. Soft skill basically is a much more generic skills that attributes to who you are as a person. So when describing about yourself, you want to say that you are somebody who has good leadership skills or someone with good teamwork skills. So those are what we consider as soft skills. And next, the third one is digital skills. Now, digital skills refer to specific softwares and applications on your computer or laptop or any kind of devices, basically, that helps you to perform more effectively. So sometimes, let's say, for example, if you guys are a computer student or science computer students, perhaps certain type of digital skills becomes your technical skills. Okay, but in a more general instances, like for example, like me, for example, I am an educator, so I have a degree in education and also in language. Digital skills is something that is more added value to me, and perhaps I do not know a few skills, for example Java and stuff. That could be an additional skill for me, so I consider that as part of my digital skills. And For many people, okay, many people will insert Microsoft Office as part of digital skills. Now I'm just going to tell you very honestly, I have seen people who are interviewing, doing an interview, they say like, I'm really good at Excel, and the response by the interview was like, everybody can do Excel. Okay, so you have to be quite selective as well when it comes to your digital skills, and making sure that those are the more relevant skills that you want to insert in your resume itself. So, how exactly do you showcase your skills in your resume? Now, from my readings, I look into different ways of people rating themselves in skills. So, as you can see here in this slide, some people's, when it comes to rating their technical skill, their language skill, their soft skills, they also rate themselves. And when you rate yourself, it could be like your rating out of five, or like for this one, there is a scale over there. That is one of the ways. Some people, they put like 3 out of 5 or 100%. So it really depends on your own preference, and there is no right or wrong way of doing this. This is how generally how people does it. So I want to talk about how people rate language in their resume as well. Now, obviously, you can also use rating scale, like you rate yourself from 1 to 5. But another way is actually to provide your level of proficiency. Let's say, for example, you guys are English speaker, and you can put there you are a native English speaker, or fluent, or limited working proficiency. If you do not know your level, let me help you. So this table here summarizes how your proficiency is equivalent to different type of testing. So what's not here is actually MUET. So there are bands as well for MUET. So if you guys have taken your MUET, you can also Google your band level equivalent to CIFR, SEFR, CIFR level as well, so that you can put the CIFR level band C1, for example, or CIFR level band B2. Or you can opt for the description of it. You can say native, you can say professional working proficiency. So those are the words for you to describe your level of proficiency in different languages. Moving on, let's talk about the resume writing and preparation for you to write for your first assignment, that is on resume writing. Let's talk about it. So, guys, for your assignment, you need to include all of these information in your resume. So, number one, you need contact information. Number two, your career objective. Number three, your education. Four, work experiences. Five, skills. Six, honors and activities. And seven, referees. So, I know this slide here shows six only, but I cannot edit this. I don't know why. Okay, there should be seven things in the resume itself. So for your contact information, please make sure that you have all of these information. Number one, please insert your phone name. Okay, so this is very important, not just your own name, but also including your father's name for full name. It's like a full name. So number two is your home address. Actually, there are some debates on home address. This is because I think in latest format, due to security reasons and privacy reasons, we're not supposed to, or it's much more safer for us if we can just put the location of us. So you can put there Kuantan Pahang, because you don't want people to come in, and due to security reasons, some people nowadays, they don't put full home address. So for your assignment, you can just insert your location like Kuantan Pahang, for example. Next, please insert your phone number and your professional email address. So I have checked everyone's email address before, so please make sure it's the professional one according to what I have taught you guys in the beginning of the semester. And last but not least, please do not forget to insert your LinkedIn URL, or the name of your profile name on your LinkedIn. Okay. Next up, in order for you to get full mark for your career objective, you need to specify this information in your resume. So number one, you need to tell in your resume, okay, what is the name of the position that you're applying to? So what is the vacancy, the position that you're applying to? What is the name of the company? And what kind of skills that you have to offer in order for you to perform at the workplace. Okay, let me show you an example. Okay, so over here you can see down there in the career example down there, it says here result focused individual with a strong understanding of traditional and digital marketing desires to work as marketing associate. So this is the position that this person is applying to with Digital Inc., which is the name of the company. So there are two information here that you need to insert. What is the position that you're applying to or the role of it? Number two, what is the name of the company, Digital Inc., to effectively handle offline and online marketing activities. So you can see here that the skills that this person has is result oriented. Next, this person has a strong understanding of traditional and digital marketing desires. So all of these skills are actually relevant to the position that this person is applying to. So where can you find this information? In the job advertisement itself. So you have to look into the job advertisement, what kind of person, what kind of requirement that this person has to be in order for them to apply for the job. Okay. Next up is for the education. For your assignment, you need to insert two highest qualification. Now, because you guys are still working on your degree right now, what you can do is that you can lie a little bit or you can assume. Okay, I would use the word assume here. So you can assume that you have completed your studies. So you can put there bachelor's degree in what is the name of your program, and then the year of it, and then you can put there that you have graduated. Should be no problem. Okay, so let's take a look at the sample here. You need to insert the name of the degree or the name of the major of your program. Number two, what is the name of the university and the city and state. Number three, at what point of duration, okay, from what year to what year did you attend and graduated in your program? And last but not least, please insert your CGPA. So I know over here it says optional, but we just received a feedback from the industry, specifically from a company called Infineon. So Infineon mentioned that CGPA for them is very, very important. They will absolutely omit and do not even consider people who do not put CGPA in their resume. So, talking from my own personal experience as well, because before this, I worked with Petronas. I was one of the hiring managers over there. So, personally speaking, when we were screening all of the resumes, we were given specific requirements. And one of the requirements is actually to make sure that those people who actually applied for the job needs to get, I think, about 3 pointer and above, if I'm not mistaken. I really forgot. Okay, so those people with a CGPA lower than 3.0, okay, we will, not to say throw away the resume, but we will not consider them as the candidate. So what happens to those people who do not insert or do not specify your CGPA, even though your CGPA exceeds what they want? Because we receive way, way, way too many applicants. Okay, so for the project that I was handling, we were reading and screening more than 10.5, 10,500 resumes for one single project. Can you imagine? So, for people who don't insert their CGPA over there, we don't really have the time to call them and say and ask them, like, what's your CGPA? So, to make things a little bit more easier for us as the hiring manager, we just skip them and we don't go back to them. So, I'm so sorry to tell you this. So, actually, CGPA is very important for your assignment. Yes, it's optional, but for your actual reality, you need to put your CGPA. In your assignment, you also need to include some work experiences. Now, for your assignment, we need you to insert at least two for my class. Okay, I want you guys to give me two work experiences. Now, hear me out first. One should be your internship. Now, some people who perhaps have taken their diploma, they have the wonderful luxury of going for internship before, so you can add that as part of your work experience. But for those people who do not, please assume that you guys have had the experience of doing the internship. Okay, so you need to create an experience saying that you have done the internship over there. So the other one is internship, and another one you guys can choose. Perhaps some of you guys have done like some kind of part-time jobs. You can also include that as well in your resume. So for the work experiences part, so how do you put, okay, what kind of information that you need to put? Number one, you have to include your position title. Okay, what kind of position that you have over there? Next, what is the name of the company? Third is the duration. So you can put there May 2024 to December 2024, for example. So what is the year? Okay, what is the duration of time that you work over there? And next is description of the job. So for the description of the job, this is what we call as transferable skills. I am going to elaborate more about transferable skills in the next slide. But just remember, okay, this is how you do it for the work experiences. So now I want to talk about transferable skills. What is transferable skills? So transferable skills basically is a type of skill that you have acquired in your past experience, past job, but it could be very relevant to what you want to apply in the new place. Okay, so it's basically a more generic skills that could be transferred to a new position or a new work, essentially. So let's observe the example here. This person is a yard care worker. Okay, that's the position. And then the name of the company is Smith Lawn Service. It's based in California. Okay, so when was this person working, or when was the duration? It was in summer, okay, in 2007 to 2008. Okay, so here the transferable skills are the ones that are in bullet points here. Consulted with customers regarding service, train new employees on how to use da da da, demonstrated punctuality, exhibited a strong work ethics by da da da. So these are the transferable skills. So you would see that they're not just specifically talking about the actual job that they would be there, but they focus more on skills that are related to a new position or a new job that they want to apply at. One pro tip when you are writing your transferable skills is to make sure that you quantify your accomplishments. Let's say, for example, okay, so you just don't want to say you're the best, okay, you're the best, okay, but you can say you consistently be ranked number one or number two in blah 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 blah, or you can say that you have been awarded as the employee of the month. Okay, or one of the ways is actually to put on numbers, because you need to quantify. You want to say that you have organized an award ceremony, and this ceremony is attended by 200 student athletes. That's a lot of people to handle. Okay, so basically you quantify your accomplishments. In previous part of my lecture, I have talked about how you can put the information for your skills in your resume. But for your assignment, please remember that you need to read the job advertisement that you have chosen. From the job advertisement that you have chosen, you then need to tally, okay, what you know with what they want. Okay, so it's very important that you take a look at the technical skills required to perform or to apply at the job, the soft skills that are required, and you can also include digital skills as well in your resume. So please remember, for your assignment, you need to match from the job advertisement to your um, to the position that you're applying to. Okay. So this is what I meant by looking at the job advertisement and also tallying to what they want in your resume. Let's say in the job advertisement, they are saying that they are looking for someone with good teamwork skills. So what you can put in your resume as part of your skills could be you can put their teamwork skills, and what are the evidences that you are the da 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 da, or you can rate yourself out of 5, da, da, da. So please remember to check out the job advertisement that you chose when you want to include your skills. Next up is on the referees. So referees are basically references that you insert in your resume. So the referees what's important about referees is that you cannot just put random people. Please remember that you cannot put random names in your referees. These people are people that you know personally, that they can vouch to you on your professionalism, they can vouch on you on how good of a work ethics that you have. So referees are normally, let's say you apply for a job in a company, they will call upon these referees to ask about you. So this is how important referees are, and you will notice that the information that they require are quite personal. Like for example, they need a phone number, they need the address, office address, and this is because they want to contact these people and ask them about you, ask them whether or not this person really graduated from UMPSA, or saying that how is this person when working with you, how was it. So when you choose people to insert in your referees, so you have to remember that these people is someone that you know personally. So for your assignment itself, what I would suggest is for you to include the name, your PA. Okay, your PA, people who are handling and always like your mentor, right, here in UMPSA. So you can also include your academic advisor as part of your referees. I would suggest do not put random people's name. Okay. Some people they put the dean over there, and I doubt that the dean actually know you at personal level. So please think about that. Okay. Now, when you add in the referees, normally the referees are located, towards the end of your resume, And remember, you need two referees in order for you to get full mark. What you need to insert is the person's full name, including the father's name, okay, except for Chinese name, because for Chinese name, the sin or the family name is the surname, okay, you don't need that. But for Malay and Indian in general, you need the father's name as well. Okay, what is the person's position? Now for the position, you may need to search for their actual position. At perhaps you inserting your lecturer's name, you need to know their position. You can Google their name over there. Next is the institution's name, okay, or the name of the company. What is the address? Okay, full address, contact number, and also email addresses. Okay, guys. So overall, when you write your resume, just remember it could be one page like this one in this screenshot over here, or it could be 2 pages long for me. So please make sure that your assignment, your resume, cannot exceed 2 pages. Okay, please do not exceed 2 pages, and the layouts and also the selection of your template is also very important. It cannot be too crowded, it cannot be too fancy. Okay, now nowadays most companies, they have a system called ATS system, where they would use AI to basically screen your resume. So apparently excessive um, templates or excessive designs in your resume can also affect on the AI reading your resume itself. So I would say simpler is better, but what we really want to look at is also the sequence of your information that you insert in your resume. So normally people would start off with your contact information, and also your um, career objective, followed by your education, then your work experience, then the skills that you have, then the honors of activities, and last but not least, down there, normally it's the end of your resume, you would have the referees down there. Okay, so let's say if you have all the information cluttered here and there, and it's affecting on your overall format of your resume, marks will be deducted. Yeah. Okay, since just now I show you a more general from afar kind of like a sample, the next slides will show you more detailed sample of the slides of the resume in each one of the components for your reference. So I would say compared to the previous sample that I showed you before, the resume, the one before tend to be a little bit more simpler. But for this one, you can notice that this person is a little bit more fancier when it comes to the selection of colors, and also there are some icons and also pictures over there as well. So you can do that as well for your assignment and also your resume. Just making sure that it's not too crowded, and make sure that it's easy for the reader to read, and also make sure that it's professional looking. So, to help you to prepare for your resume, the following slides will show you some of the wonderful words that you can insert in your resume, and even for your cover letter later. Words to describe yourself, your attitude, and also your personality. So, the following slides will give you some selection of words for you to insert in your resume. Okay, guys, that is all for our class for this week. What I really want you guys to do now is for you to work on your um, draft for your resume. I will upload the final assignment details for you, and in the assignment brief you would see that there are selection of job advertisements. Okay, please select the job advertisement that is applicable and also close to your experience, because again it would affect on your marks if you do not have certain requirement and you cannot fulfill the assignment requirement itself. Okay, so I will talk more about the assignment brief later, but if possible, can you please work on your resume writing, the draft of your resume, and when we are back after Raya, we will try to do it together in the class, and I'll talk to you guys very, very soon. Please have a good time at home, and please help out your parents as well. Have a good week, guys. Selamat Hari Raya Aidilfitri. Maaf Zeh Batin. See you. Assalamualaikum.